Veterans Day is tomorrow, which sort of makes this Veterans Week. And on this Veterans Day, Veterans Week, spare a particular thought for Republican Senator Jim De Mint of South Carolina. Not because he's a veteran, I don't think that he is, but because, rather, Jim De Mint apparently has a frigging problem. Today on Capitol Hill, there was a vote on a hiring bill for our nation's veterans. Right now, our national unemployment rate is about 9%. For Iraq and Afghanistan veterans, it is 12.1%, which is both miserable and also sort of astonishing because Iraq and Afghanistan veterans are a ferociously competent group of Americans. They have spent the last decade doing incredibly difficult, complex, exhausting, tireless, underappreciated work. I'm not being romantic about this. I mean it in practical terms. This is an impressive professional class of Americans with a lot to offer. They really did do more before 9 a.m. than most of us did all day. And they did it all decade long, and they are still doing it. For us as a country, our Iraq and Afghanistan vets are a huge asset. If you are hiring people at your company, you should be looking for them for hiring. That said, they have trouble in the job market, in part because while the people they're competing against for jobs have been working here, veterans have been working and getting great experience, but they have been doing it out of sight and out of mind in, say, landlocked Central Asia. So they are this very impressive group. They are underperforming in the job market, and we know why. And oh, by the way, we do kind of owe them as a country. And so today, the world's least controversial bill came before the Senate, the Vow to Hire Heroes Act of 2011, a tax credit for businesses to hire new veterans. Congress is debating all sorts of different tax credits to hire people. This one is to hire veterans. And it does not even add to the deficit. They moved money around from other veterans programs to pay for this thing. This is in the running for least controversial thing in Washington. It is good for the economy. It is good for our souls, frankly. It is practically helpful to people who need practical help in a way that also helps all the rest of us, too, because it is a jobs program. The vote on this thing today was 94-1. The bill passed 94-1. The one was Senator Jim De Mint. Why is Senator Jim De Mint against this? Is it some cockamamie Jim De Mint Tea Party fetishistic states' rights idea about gold bullion or something? No, not in this case. It wasn't anything like that. Jim De Mint's reasoning for voting against this was that veterans don't deserve it.
I cannot support this tax credit because I do not believe the government should privilege one American over another when it comes to work.
Yeah, those greedy veterans wanting all this special treatment. Greedy veterans expecting everything to be handed to them. Yeah, happy Veterans Day, Senator De Mint. I would salute you, but the way I want to is not something that's allowed on television. Almost makes me want to sit on my hands. The Veterans Bill, aside from the blistering astonishment that is Jim De Mint, is an example of things sort of secretly actually getting done in D.C. right now. Here's another example. Yesterday, the FCC announced that the nation's biggest cable companies will start offering high-speed internet service to low-income families for the reduced price of $9.95 a month. Any family that has a kid who qualifies for the free school lunch program will be eligible to get broadband internet service that they otherwise probably would not be able to afford. This is a real concrete step. It is connecting the poorest Americans to the 21st century economic backbone of our country. So this week alone, Veterans Jobs Bill, check, minus Jim De Mint. Broadband internet for low-income families, check. Here's one more. Putting people back to work, building roads and bridges, check. Maybe? Yeah. One of the other secret things that took a giant step forward toward getting done this week was a long-term infrastructure bill to fund highway projects across the country. Yesterday, the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee advanced the highway bill by a unanimous vote of 18-0. Every single Democrat and every single Republican voted for this infrastructure bill. I feel like I'm jinxing it by even reporting on it. Listen in the hearing room. Listen to this quick clip. Listen to what it sounded like right after they took the vote in that committee yesterday. Here's what happened right afterwards until they turned the mics off.
The bill, as amended, is reported favorably to the United States Senate. My thanks to everyone. We stand adjourned.
Okay. We did it.
Okay, we did it. Oh my. I think what we just heard Democratic Senator Barbara Boxer saying there before the mic was caught out was, oh my God, we did it. Oh my God, is this really happening?